Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to tell you all about the Canada work permit process for 2023 with all the newest available updates from IRCC. Most foreign individuals will require a work permit to legally work in Canada. The type of work permit that you'll need will depend on your job role, your employer, and your employment conditions. In most cases, your spouse or common law partner and children may be able to work, study, or live with you while you work in Canada under a work, study, or visitor permit as the need may be. In certain conditions wherein you're eligible for the Global Skills Strategy, for instance, which helps Canadian employers find suitable qualified foreign workers for job roles in Canada, your spouse or common law partner and dependent children can also be eligible for a quick 2-week processing on their applications, so that's great too. In this video, I'm going to tell you all about the Canada work permit process for 2023, who is eligible to apply, the total cost, processing timeline, types of work permits offered, how you can apply from both inside and outside Canada, and whether your family members can travel with you to Canada while you're on a work permit, so do watch the video till the end. Hey guys, this is Jason from Dream Canada. If you're new to the channel, I show people how to save their money and immigrate to new countries through my videos without the help of any immigration consultants or agents or lawyers. You can find all the process instructions for you to apply on your own through this channel. Subscribe now because all the information provided here is completely free and I answer all your queries in the comment section and on my social handles on Instagram and Twitter, so don't forget to follow us there as well. You can even get in touch with us directly via WhatsApp on the number shared on the screen. Let's start with the types of work permits offered to you. The first type is an employer-specific work permit. This is also called a closed work permit because a foreign worker that's issued this work permit must remain working with the same employer at the same location unless they change their work permit. An employer-specific work permit lets you work in Canada according to the employer-specific conditions set for your work permit, such as the name of the specific employer you can work for, how long you can work for that employer in Canada, and the location where you can work in Canada. For this work permit, your employer has to provide you with a copy of your employment contract and a copy of a labor market impact assessment or an offer of employment number for LMIA exempt jobs. To get this employment number, your employer must use the employer portal, which is for employers who hire temporary workers through the International Mobility Program or IMP. I've explained the IMP in a detailed video linked in the description box. Do have a look at that to know how you can get a work permit through the International Mobility Program. The next type of work permit offered is the open work permit. An open work permit lets you work for any employer in Canada except for one that is listed as ineligible on the list of employers who have failed to comply with the required conditions. You can find this list on the IRCC website. I'll add a link to it in the description box. Or an employer that regularly offers striptease, erotic dance, escort services, or erotic massages. Kindly note that you can only get an open work permit in specific situations, which would include if you have completed a study course in Canada and have now received a PGWP, if you have an employer-specific work permit and you're being abused or at risk of being abused in relation to your job, or if you have applied for permanent residence in Canada, or if you're a dependent family member of someone who has applied for permanent residence, and a few other reasons. Now, can you bring your family members with you? The answer is yes, you can bring your spouse or common law partner and dependent children with you to Canada if you have a work permit, and they may be able to work, study, or live with you while you work in Canada. They'll get their specific work, study, or visitor permits as the situation may demand. Now we come to the requirements or eligibility criteria for a work permit. For those applying from within Canada, you need to make sure that you have a valid study or work permit, or your spouse or common law partner or parents must have a valid study or work permit, or you must be eligible for a post-graduation work permit or PGWP while your study permit is still valid, or you must have a temporary resident permit that's valid for 6 months or more, or you must be waiting for a decision on an application for permanent residence from inside Canada, or you must have made a claim for refugee protection, or you must have been recognized as a convention refugee or protected person by the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada, or you must be a trader, investor, intercompany transferee, or a professional under the Canada-US-Mexico Agreement. For those applying from outside Canada, you have to prove to an immigration officer that you leave Canada when your work permit expires. Now, this does not necessarily mean that you absolutely have to exit Canada after your work permit expires. You can always apply for a work permit extension and you can use this to live and work in Canada freely for an extended period. You need to have enough money to take care of yourself and your family members during your stay in Canada and to return home if the need may arise. You need to obey the law and have no record of criminal activity, which is proved with a PCC or police clearance certificate. You must not be a danger to Canada's security. You must be in good health and have a recent medical exam report. You should not plan to work for an ineligible employer from the list of employers I showed you earlier. You must also not plan to work for an employer who on a regular basis offers striptease, erotic dance, escort services or erotic massages. And you'll also need to give an immigration officer any other documents that they may ask for to prove that you can enter the country. Now that you know all the requirements, let's check how you can apply for a work permit. For those applying from inside Canada, you might mostly have a valid study or an existing work permit, or you may be eligible for a PGWP, you may be awaiting your PR decision, or you or your spouse or common law partner or parent has a temporary resident permit that's valid for 6 months or more. You must apply online on the IRCC website, and once you make the necessary selections that apply to you, you'll get an instruction guide 5553 which will explain how to complete each field on your application form. It'll guide you through all the questions and let you know exactly what to fill under each section. Once you complete your form and pay your application fees, you can scan all your documents and upload them online to make a complete application. The instruction guide will take you through each step so you don't have to worry about anything. For those applying from outside Canada, as the case might be for most of you, you too have to apply online using the IRCC website by making choices on where you're applying from. Let's say that you're applying from India, for instance. Once you select where you're applying from, you'll get an instruction guide 5487 which contains the step-by-step instructions on what to do before you apply, your documents needed, right up to what happens after you submit a complete application to IRCC. Be sure to follow the instructions carefully and upload all the necessary documents. Now for some important notes. The fee for your work permit is 155 Canadian dollars and your biometrics will cost you another $85 per person. The processing time is around 30 business days, which is around 6 weeks, and it depends on the type of work permit that you're applying for and where you're applying from as well. Kindly note that your work permit processing fee of $155 will not be refunded regardless of the final decision once the case processing center has started processing your application, so make sure that all your documents and information are ready and accurate. If your temporary status has expired and you're applying for a work permit, you'll have to pay a work permit fee along with the fee to restore your temporary status, so it's always best to apply when you have at least 6 months of temporary residence status still valid. If you're applying for an open work permit, you must pay 100 Canadian dollars as an open work permit fee in addition to the standard work permit fee of $155. Alright guys, so that was how you can get a work permit in 2023. For more immigration and travel tips, subscribe to this channel now. Do like this video if you like the content and comment what topic you would like to hear about next. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe for regular updates on immigration and don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well. I wish you the best of luck for your application and hope you have a great day.